your example problem under earthworks and volumes, example number 1, given the following data of the cross-section with a base of 8 meters. Nakalimutan tanggalin yan. Now, for the station, we will involve the station. Ito yung ating front section. Station 2 plus 100, y and x. Left section is 2.75 vertical, 9.5 horizontal from centroid. Center, 1.5 vertical and 0. Base is 8 meters. Ito po yung figure na yan. Then on the right section, 0.5 vertical and 5 meters horizontal. Then at station 2 of 120, vertical 2.25, horizontal 9, center 0 and vertical 1. Right section 0.8 vertical, horizontal 5.6. So parehas pa rin yung base all throughout the span. Now the requirements are to compute the area of station 2 100 and the area of station 2 120. Then lastly, compute the volume between the station using average method. So pag sinabing average method, ano yung volume na ang kinocompute based on the average? That is your end area method. So first stop is our station to 100. So station to 100, again, derive this figure. Okay na lang mag-AutoCAD yan para mas eksakto yung figure nyo. Compute the area. So how are we going to compute the area of this irregular figure? Basically, as simple as dividing the section into multiple regular triangles. So multiple regular triangles, 1/2 base times height. So 1/2 base times height, how are we going to do that? Subdivide it into multiple sections. So for that, this is how are we going to subdivide it. So section A1, area 2, area 3, and area 4. So more or less, meron tayong 4 na regular triangles na dito. So kung 4 na regular triangles yan, this is how we're going to do this. A1, simply 1/2. Andito yan, no? Kalahati yan is 4 meters. So 1/2 of 4 meters, 2.75 is 5.5 meters. Then 1/2, A2, 1/2 of 1.5 and 9.5, 6.34. A3, 1/2 of 1.5 times 5 is 3.75 square meters. And A4 is 1/2 of 4 meters times 0.5 meters is 1 square meters. And summation of A1, A2, and A3 gives us the area of section 2 100, which is 17.375 square meters. Same goes to station 120. Plot your figure, subdivide it into multiple regular triangles, then designate your area sections. So area 1, 1/2 of 4 times 2.25, 4.5 square. Area 2, 1/2 of 1 meter times 9 is 4.5 square meters. And area 3, 1/2 of 1 meter times 5.6. And area 4, 1/2 of 4 meter times 0.8. So give us 2.8 and 1.2. Then summation gives us the section, the area of section of station 2120. Naintindihan po kung saan nakuha yung mga area 1, 2, 3, and 4?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So kung okay na yung area 1 and area 2 or yung ating area ni station 100 at station 2120, you can immediately solve for the volume to be excavated. Either to be excavated or to embank. Di naman sinabi doon sa problem. Okay? So it could either be for excavation or for embankment. So for that, ito yung ating area for station 2100 and station 2120. How are we going to do that? Sabi niya, compute by average method. Remember, average method involves end area method. Computing the area 1 and area 2, multiply to the length, and divided by 2. Pero wala tayong length. May binigay na length sa problem? Wala, pero binigay yung stations. Station 2, 100 and 2, 120. So basically, total length is 2, 100, 2, 120 minus 2, 100 gives us 20 meters length of excavation or embankment. Okay? So meron tayong area 1 plus area 2 all over 2 times the length 20 meters. More or less, that is 303.75 cubic meters of either excavation or embankment of soil. Okay? Yan lang naman po yan. For example number 2, using a Prismoidal correction formula for the correction volume of cut between stations 80 meters apart if the areas of irregular section is cut at a station. So pag sinabing cut, anong gagawin? Excavation. So cut, maghuhukay daw tayo ng ganitong section. Okay. So Prismoidal correction formula, volume of cut between station 80 meters apart areas of irregular section and cut and in station are 26 square meters and 68 square meters respectively. Base width of 8 meters and a side slope of 1H and 1V. So kung ang side slope ay parehas doon sa section 1 at sa section 2, 1H and 1B, so yung size lang ng ating figure yung mag-iiba from area 1 and area 2. More or less trapezoidal. So kung parehas daw sila ng slope, more or less ito po yung ating figure. So for the correction that we'll be using, that is L over 12 B1 minus B2 times H1 minus H2. So kung trapezoid, throw yung section natin. Ito yung figure. So ang gagawin na lang naman natin is plot our B1, B2 and H1, H2. So for B1 refers to section 1, B2 refers to section 2. So kunin muna natin yung B1 with respect to 26 square meters. So ito ngayon yung ating magiging figure. So 1:1, nakalimutan kong ilagay dyan. That's supposed to be 1:1 slope, 1:1 slope. Total base of 8 meters. Ayan, base width of 8 meters. Yung B is from edge to edge. Yung H is the vertical length of the throw or the depth of the section. H again is the depth of the section. B is the width of the surface section, edge to edge. Okay? So kung 1:1 yan, parehas yung X sa left section, parehas din yung X sa right section. So how are we going to do that? Formulate our equation. Remember that our area for section 1 is 26 square meter. If that is 26 square meter and equal yung ating slope, subdivide natin to multiple regular figures. So as you can see here, we have 2 right triangles and 1 rectangle. So 1 rectangle with a base of 8 meters. So 8 times H1 plus 2 right triangles. Tawag na dito, 2 right triangles. So 1/2 H1 squared. Yeah, tama naman. Kasi parehas yung X 1:1 lang sila. So kung 1:1, that is X times H. So kung slope is 1:1, ibig sabihin X is also H. Tama ba? Tama ba? Yellow. Hello. Uy. Hello. Kaya po, 1:1 yung slope. 1 vertical, 1 horizontal. So kung 1H, dapat 1X. So kung parehas sila ng dimension, parehas sila ng slope, ibig sabihin X is also equal to H. Kaya H1 squared. So 1/2 H1 squared times 2. Dalawang right triangle yan. Simplify gives you a quadratic formula. h1 squared plus 8h1 minus 26. Substitute to your quadratic formula gives you the positive value of h1 at 2.481 meters. So yung positive yung gagamitin, wag yung negative. So h1, 2.481 meters. Then, by inspection alone, you can simply solve for b. Kasi parehas lang naman si x kay h. So, substitute 8 plus 2 times x. Dalawa yan. Edge to edge, yung b1. So, 2 times 2.2 at 2 times 2.481 gives us total base edge of 12.962 meters. So, meron na tayong b1 at h1. Ganun ulit sa section 2 under 68 square meters. Under 68 square meters, same formula, palitan lang natin yung subscript ni h at saka ni b. Same section, magkaiba lang sila ng area. Okay? Dalawang right triangle, isang rectangle. Then, quadratic formula again. Simplify, use the positive, uses h2 of 5.165 meters. Same ganun din sa B2, 8 plus 2 times 5.165, B2 of 18.33. Substitute that to your general formula of VCR L over 12, B1 minus B2 times H1 minus H2. 80 meters yung ating total length divided by 12 times 2.481 minus 5.165 times 12.962 minus 18.33 gives us the volume correction needed. The volume correction needed is 96.051 cubic meters. The original area or the original volume is based on the average of section 1 and section 2. So, average tayo and area method, 26 plus 68 over 2 times 80 gives us the volume original of 3,760 meters. Minus natin yung ating correction needed. So, minus yan. Ano ba yan? So, VE minus V correction, 96. So, 3,760 minus 96.051. Ano ba yan? 96.051, typo. So, gives us the correction of 3,663.051. Basta, 3,663 point something. Pag minus nyo yung 3,760 minus 96.051. Okay? Yan lang naman po ang example number 2. For example number 3, we now go with the cut and fill. So find the value of x if the width of the roadway for cut is 6 meters and 4.8 in fill. Then side slope of 1:1. Given yung ating section as x, 0.60, 2.56 meters, negative 2.64, 0, and tawag na dito, 2.46 meters. Okay? Ito yung ating cut and fill section. For cut, we have 6 meters. For fill, we have 4.8 meters that is shown here. 1:1 yung ating section. 5.46 of 2.46. X of negative 2.64. So, unknown yung X. Then 4.8, then 6 meters. Then 0.6 and 0. So, unknown yung X, pero parehas sila ng slope. Basically, 1:1 yung slope ni cut, 1:1 din yung slope ni fill. Okay? So, how are we going to do that? X sub L is 2.64 equal to 1:1. So, parehas lang, gives us 2.64. For us to compute total x is basically 4.8 times xl. Kasi 1:1 yung slope. So, parehas lang yan. So, 0.6 plus 4.8. Ito yung 0.6. 4.8 plus xl. So, 0.6, 4.8 plus 2.64 gives us 8.04 meters. So, kunin lang naman natin yung value ni x or yung total length ng ating fill, which is 8.04 meters. Kompletuhin lang yung table para sa ating cut and fill section. Then, pwede rin nating i-multiple dissection yan kung marami yung ating data at irregular na yung figure. Okay? Naintindihan? And lastly, we have this example. Now, for this example problem, kaya na po magsosolve nito, ibibigay ko lang yung figure para makita ninyo kung paano siya gagawin. Basically, trigonometric figure lang yan. Hati-hatiin nyo lang based on the slope. So for the last example problem, try to answer this on your own. I'll only be giving the figure for you to assess. Okay? This is an example problem again involving earthworks in volumes. Example number 4, Seaboard 2007. The cross-section notes of the ground surface at a given station of a road survey shows that the ground is at an 8% grade sloping upward to the right. The difference in elevation between the ground surface and the finished subgrade at the center line of the proposed road is 2.5 meters. Width of subgrade is 7 meters with side slope of 2h, 1v. 2 horizontal and 1 vertical. You're now asked to determine the area of the cross section. Compute the distance of the left slope stake from the center of the road. Compute the distance of the right slope stake from the center of the road. Okay, ano yung kailangan natin dito? Right slope stake and left slope stake at saka yung area. Okay. So, dito tayo. Sabi niya sa problem, meron tayong subgrade, meron tayong slope upward to the right of 8%. The cross-section notes of the ground surface at the given station of the road survey shows that the ground is at an 8%. Okay, at an 8%. Okay, at an 8% going upward. So let's just say ito yung ating 8%. Okay? Then the difference in elevation between the ground surface and the finished subgrade of the center line at the center line of the proposed road is 2.5 meters at the proposed road. Ito yung ating difference. Ito yung 2.5 meters. Okay? Width of subgrade is 7 meters. Ito yung ating roadway. Kasi sabi niya, yung difference is at the center of your subgrade. A center, ground surface, and the finish subgrade. Ito yung finish subgrade. Then, ito naman yung ating ground surface. Okay? Then, width of the subgrade is 7 meters. So, ito yung ating 7 meters. Okay? With a side slope of 2h and 1v. Side slope h 1v. So yan na yung ating section. Now, how are we going to solve this? Paano natin isosolve yan? Yung tinatanong niyang area, basically yan lang yan, trapezoid, hatiin nyo na lang into multiple section. So if you're going to subdivide it into multiple section, eto na yun. Just say this is your area 1. Area 1, area 2, area 3, and area 4. No, madali lang, di ba? Pero hindi mo naman masosolve yan agad-agad without solving first the section, completing first a section. So more or less, this is 3.5. Also 3.5. Now, ito yung sinasabi niyang left stake and right stake. Ito yung ating left stake. Ito rin yung ating right slope stake. So by figure alone, pwede nyo na masolve yan. O, triangle lang yan. No? Okay? Right slope stake. Ito yung ating left slope. Ito yung ating right slope. Okay? Then for you to solve for the ang tawag na dito, for the total section, ito lang oh. Kunin lang natin yung x left and x right. Ito yung x left vertical and x right horizontal. X left horizontal. Based on the slope, 1xl, 2xl. Then 2xr and 1xr. Triangle lang yan. Given naman na yung slope, how are we going to do that? If given yung slope, kahit ito na lang muna umpisahan kong ibigay sa inyo. Given yung slope, kunin natin yan by slope analysis. Ito yung ating slope na 8%. Okay? Then, ito yung 2.5 minus XR. Then, ito naman yung 3.5 plus 2XR. 3.5 plus 2XR. Then, you can immediately solve for XR, then solve for HL, then HR. May ratio proportion lang yan, no? Triangle. No? Ang left slope stake, yung HL, right slope stake, HR, then compute for the area pag kompleto na yung figure. So supposedly, if you're going to do your own solution, XR should come up now should be equal now to 1.914 meters. Okay. XL should be equal to 3.310 meters. And HL is 10.12 meters. Ito yung isang answer. Then HR is 7.328 meters. Ito yung sa 3. Ito yung sa 2. And lastly, yung ating area using multiple sections, summation nyo lang yan, that is 30.952 square meters for 1. Dapat yan yung mapalabas nyong answer for this problem. Okay? Binigay ko na yung figure Kaya na mag-solve kung paano nyo gagawin yan. Kayang-kaya nyo na yan. Question? Sa prismoidal naman, kung sa prismoidal, kagaya ng example natin sa end area, again, prismoidal, kailangan natin ng middle section. So kung sa prismoidal, ibig sabihin that tatlo yung magiging table of reference natin for the station. Station on the front section, station on the end section, and station on the middle. Okay? Middle section. So, tatlo yung magiging figure. So, kung tatlo yung binigay na table, more or less, you're going to solve the problem using a prismoidal method. So, that is Earthworks and Volumes, Module 14.